Welcome, everyone, to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement, and we are in episode 42 today. It is called Focus on the Relationship, Not Just on the Man. And I have to have this conversation with a lot of my female coaching clients because we have been kind of taught or brainwashed from childhood, from little girlhood, to focus on the guy, right? All the movies, the Disney movies, it's always about Prince Charming. It's always about the man and how he's going to come into our life and completely change our life and sweep us off our feet. And we are so totally focused on the guy. And if you were like me in my 20s, where I sat down and wrote a list, right? I had a list of the perfect guy and what this guy was like, just every single thing about him. I wrote this list out, and that was my blueprint. I considered that my blueprint. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And so if I wanted a man who was tall, I did not give any attention to the men who were under 5'10", 5'9". I was like, nope, doesn't fit the blueprint. That's not on my list. Or if I wanted someone who had curly hair and the guy was bald, I was like, nope, doesn't fit on my list. No, thank you. And I went about this for many years. It was all about what he looked like, what he did, where he worked, his education, what kind of car he drove, his house, everything, right? I was laser focused, very specific on the man I felt was going to be my Prince Charming. Because again, girls are taught from a very young age that, Prince Charming is going to come along and he's going to rescue us and change our lives. And so as we get older, and here's what I'm going to reveal to you today, as we get older, we realize that it is not so much about the man. And I put that in air quotes, right? It's not so much about the man. It's really about the relationship. It's about the relationship that we want to have with a man. And so when we open ourselves up to this concept, and that's what I want you to do today, as you're listening to this episode, I want you to suspend the idea that you have a list, you have a blueprint for a man. Suspend that for a second and just think about the relationship. Like, try not to think about the man. Just think about the relationship you want to have and the marriage that you want to have. Let's go a step further, right? And so ask yourself, what types of things do you want in that relationship? How do you want to feel? Feeling is a big part of it. And again, as I always talk about, we've shut our feelings off now. A lot of us don't even know how we feel. And we are so disconnected to our hearts, to our bodies, that we solely focus on thinking. And to me, that's what that list is about. That list of the perfect guy, it comes out of our minds. It really doesn't come out of our hearts. So I want you to unscrew your head, take your head off, And I want you to connect with your heart, connect with your feelings. How does this relationship make you feel? So I'm going to give you an example so you'll know where to start. And I hope that one of the assignments I'm going to give you is I want you to sit down. I'm going to attach a PDF to this episode. And it's one that I give to my coaching clients where it talks about my ideal relationship, not my ideal man. And in it, you describe things you might do together, interests you might share, but mainly you're going to focus on the feelings, how this person makes you feel. So I'm going to go into an example, and then when you're done with this, I want you to go to the show notes and I want you to download that PDF and focus on writing out what your ideal relationship is like. This is going to help you so much. Oh my gosh, this is going to help you so much. This is going to help you so much so that you're not going to fall for the jerks, the emotionally unavailable men. You're not going to fall for the men who are unemployed, don't have a car, don't pay for dates, don't open doors, aren't chivalrous. You're not going to fall for that anymore because you will have the true blueprint that you need, which is what is the type of relationship that I want to have. And once you write this out and you read it over and over and over and over again, like I did, you will start to attract men. That's naturally going to happen when you step into your feminine power. But then you're going to be able to kind of sift out the men that don't fit your ideal relationship. You're going to sift out the men who cannot give you that ideal relationship. And this is really the way people need to go about being in relationship. Instead of going out into the world and bumping around into people, and some of those people you bump around into or that you see, you feel some kind of way, right? You see a guy who's cute. You see a guy who's attractive, has a nice body, or he has a nice car, or something about him is nice. Or you bump into him and there's some chemistry. Oh my gosh, I felt something. And so you chase that. You start running after that, or you allow him to run after you. And it's only when you take this person back to that relationship you want to have do you figure out, wait a minute, this guy can't give me the relationship that I want. And what do women oftentimes do? We try to fit that square peg into that round hole. Oh, he's going to fit. We're going to make this work. We're going to make this fit. But the reality is it doesn't, because we went about it backwards. Instead of having that ideal relationship written out, remembered in our minds over and over and over, and then going out into the world. And we may bump into some people, we may see some people, but we have to immediately evaluate, could this person give me my ideal relationship? Could he be the person in my ideal relationship? And as soon as we see signs that he's not, we get gone. We don't even go any further. We're like, nope, that's not in my ideal relationship. So it's easy. It's so easy, especially when you fully embrace this. Like when you fully get this, it will be so easy. It's so easy to say the polite no, the feminine no. So let me give you an example. The love languages book, right? You have the 5 love languages, Gary Chapman. And so, and I'll put that in the show notes too. That's a great book. That's a great place to start, is know what your love language is. I believe everyone has a primary and a secondary love language. So know what your love languages are. And so you start there. You know yourself first, right? And then you know your love language. So mine is quality time. Quality time is number 1. And right behind that is acts of service. Any way that a man could help make my life better, easier, that's it. That's it. You got me. So time and more time. And then acts of service, ways to make my life easier, better. things that taking things off my plate. Oh my gosh. I'm just in love. So if I know those two things about me, and I know I want to feel connected, I want to feel significant, I want to feel protected, I want to feel secure, I want to feel all those feelings, right? So I'm going to connect with my feelings. What does my ideal relationship look like? How does it make me feel? And I could say something like, my ideal relationship looks like me and my partner spending time together. And it doesn't even have to be what I call engaged time. It's just we're both in the house, right? We're both in the house. We may be doing something totally different, but we're both there. And we're able to kind of check in on each other or cross each other. And it just feels good knowing that we're both there. We're kind of both in this thing together as far as, just being at home. So time, and more time. And then let's sweeten the deal. Let's make it even better. I've got things I need to get done. I've got, folders to create for a workshop coming up, or I've got brochures to fold. And he comes into my office. He's like, yeah, you've got this workshop coming up this weekend. Let me help you put some of these folders together. Let me help you fold these brochures or put together these goodie bags. Oh my gosh, I am in love. That's it right there, right? So any of that happens, or, oh, I'm going to make lunch while you're doing that, or, oh, I'm going to order out, or whatever it is I need to get done. That's it. Like, you got me. Okay. So if I know that about myself, I know that I need time, and I know that I really enjoy acts of service. So I'm out in the world and I'm doing my thing, and I bump into the cutest, tallest, most handsome surgeon, right? He's a surgeon, and he's kind of almost like a brand new surgeon. He's, just getting into the field and just kind of learning and growing and working his way up. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're the lady I've always dreamt of. And I mean, he's cute, right? But then after a week of calling, or I should say not calling, so no calling, no real texting, and, oh, I've got to work like 75 hours this week, so I'm not sure when we can see each other. Okay, so is that a good fit for me, for the relationship that I want to have? The answer's a resounding no. And I'm going to know that right away, like within a week or two. I'm going to realize, you know what, this is not a good fit for me. I know me, I know what I need, I know what I want, and it's not that, right? Or if I meet a guy out and, he seems sweet, he seems adorable, and he needs help from me. He's asking me to do things. He's asking me to go places. He's asking me to, oh, can you help me with this? Or can you do this? Or can you do that? And I'm going to say to myself, my ideal relationship is someone who can help me, someone who can provide acts of service. And while I don't mind, doing things for the other person, if it's like a regular thing, like all the time, that's probably not going to work for me. I own 2 businesses. I have 3 teenagers, a dog, a cat, a house, a vehicle. I have all these things to maintain. And so someone coming into my life, no matter how adorable, if they now need something too, oh no, that's a big no. And again, I'm going to know that right away. I don't need 6 months to figure that out. I'm going to know that within a couple of weeks, that this person isn't a good fit. They can't give me the relationship that I want. And I mean, you can do this with anything, right? You can do this with the ideal relationship is a partner who makes me feel significant, makes me feel like I'm the only woman in the world, who's consistent, who calls and texts regularly, whose attention is on me, right? And is very much into me. I feel special. I feel significant. And then you go out and you meet a guy and he's a total extrovert. He's like life of the party, but he's also a little bit flirtatious. He's also a little bit flaky. He's also a little bit, yeah, I'm going to tell you I'm going to do something for you and then I'm not going to show up. Or even worse, I can't even commit to telling you that I'm going to do something. Oh, it's always we'll see. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. I'm not sure. Is that a good fit for a person who needs someone who's consistent and secure and stable? No, it's not. And again, it's not going to take you long to figure this out. Within a couple of weeks, you're going to be like, this isn't the relationship I want. This person, can't give me the relationship that I want. And here's what I'm going to strongly urge you to do, ladies, because this is what trips us up with this. We believe that with training and time that we can get that person to give us the relationship that we want. We're all guilty of it, even me. But the truth is, we need to see what's in front of us and say, nope, this person cannot give me the relationship that I want. And remember, the feminine woman, she gets what she wants. We all should. We all want certain things and we should have them. And no, you're not going to have everything, but for the most part, you should have most things that you need, most things that you want. So I want you to focus more on the relationship that you want to have. Focus more on how that relationship makes you feel. And really get into this exercise. This exercise is powerful because you will start to attract men, right? Here's the thing. You'll start to attract men, all kinds of men. But I want you to weed through those men and figure out which one of them, because in a world full of men, you only need one. Figure out which one of those men can give you the relationship that you want, the relationship that you need. And you're going to know what that is because you're going to work on this first. You're not going to go out and date and just randomly date people and bump into people and, okay, he seems cool, he seems nice. He could be the nicest person in the world. But if he can't give you the relationship that you want, you're settling. You're settling for something less than what you really want. And so I want you to make sure that you're focusing on this first and then focusing on the guy second. And that looks like, let's say a really amazing guy comes along and he could give you the relationship that you want, but there's something about him, and it could be a physical characteristic. I'm just going to keep it real. There are some physical characteristics in people that we just don't find attractive. I know for me, I don't find a heavier man attractive. I just don't. And believe it or not, that's something that's easily rectified. But do I believe that God put me in charge of, helping everybody to maintain their weight? No. So I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go there and say, hey, we should work out together. And if you lost 50 pounds, you'd be the perfect guy. No, that's not my job. My job is not to tell other people, how they should look or how they should be or what they should do. I look for men, that are in a somewhat pre-made package. So I look for men that right now, today, I find attractive. And that's whether it's weight or his teeth or his hair or haircut. I'm not into beards. Again, I shy away from that sort of thing because I'm not, and again, easily rectified. But I'm not going to tell a man, hey, you'd be perfect for me if you just shave your beard. Because at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He has every right to want to have a beard. He has every right to want to maintain, being 50 pounds overweight and eating whatever he wants. He has every right to be him. But here's what I want you all to do. I want you to look for the best fit for you. So don't go out here and find someone who may seem perfectly nice and maybe he could give you the relationship you want. But let's say there's something about him physically or a personality trait or a character trait No, God didn't, leave you in charge of just pointing out everyone's flaws or getting everyone to work on things that they need to work on. No, you need to pass. You need to pass and say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to look for someone or have someone look for me and accept that person that's just more of my type, more of my, what I like, what I find attractive. And that package, for the most part, will be, in the package that it comes in. I won't have to repackage it because we are notorious for that. We are notorious for trying to make a man better, as we say, or the potential of a man. We're really good at that. A man has potential. He has so much potential. Okay. And I believe that that's on him to reach that God-given potential, not us. We don't come in and put together a man, as a friend. I've done that for a lot of guys, where as a friend, I have definitely made suggestions. I have definitely talked to them about things in their life that they need to work on. And they have. And they have, but not as a romantic partner. No, that's not the feminine way. The feminine way is we look for men that right now, right here and now, as they stand before us, they are acceptable to us and we are receptive to them. We don't take them on as a project. We don't fix them up. We can be friends and we can, share ideas or tidbits with them as friends. And what they do with that is up to them. But we do not, have these fixer-upper projects. That rarely works out well. So focus more on the relationship you want to have. And then after that, you're going to focus on the man. And by that, I mean, so wow, this guy seems really great. He has a lot of characteristics and things that I would love to have in a relationship. And then you can think about, okay, but am I physically attracted to him? Does he have a love of animals or a love of nature? Or does he, have a higher degree that I think is really cool? Or he has a great relationship with his mother? You can focus on all those things, but I want you to, more than anything though, focus on the relationship. And can this person give you the relationship? That's the part that is yours to own. That's what you want. And then secondly, you will say, okay, is the man who stands before me, not his potential, is he someone I find attractive, I could be in a relationship with? Then if the answer is yes, then go for it. But when you focus on the relationship first, you're going to weed out a lot of men because you're going to know right away, this person cannot give me the relationship that I want. If you want a relationship where you and your partner are both working and contributing, and you meet someone who's unemployed, bam, that's it. You cannot give me the relationship that I want. And if you want someone who has already raised his children, you see yourself in this person in a relationship where, let's say you're 45, 50 and above, and you're like, I see myself with a really nice man. His children are older. We're enjoying our time now that we're both empty nesters and we're traveling and we're doing things together. If that's what you see, you are not going to entertain a man with a 6-year-old. Okay? Because guess what? That's not going to give you the relationship that you want. I can assure you. So be very mindful of this. Download that PDF. Take the time that you need. Focus on what you want in the relationship. What does the relationship look like, feel like? What do you want? What don't you want? What do you need? And then after you've done that and you've read it over and over again, then as you're out here dating and meeting people, or men are dating you, pursuing you, you can determine if these are men you want to give your time to. Because, some of them know they're not going to be able to give you the relationship that you want. So just keep that in mind. So that was the point and purpose of today's show, because I have been talking to a lot of people about this subject. And it's just interesting to me that we go about it backwards. Most people do. They just meet a person, they have chemistry with them, they think they're attractive, and they just go for it. They never consider if that person could give them the relationship that they want. And that's something that really you should think about on the front end and not the back end. Because 9 times out of 10, by the time you think about it on the back end, you're in love, you're in strong like, you're infatuated, and it's hard to toss that person back. And again, we're not saying these are bad people. They're just not the best fit for you. So think about that relationship piece on the front end. It's going to make life so much easier. It is going to save you from getting into relationships that just won't be a good fit for you. They won't work. It's going to save you a lot of heartache. It really will. It really will. So I want to do a brief advertisement for my new course that got released earlier this month. It is called 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. It is now available on udemy.com, and I want to say they have a really good discount going on. I'm going to make that discount even better. If you put in the words Better Love, all caps, the number 5, Better Love 5, you will get an additional $5 off of your course. And 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power, it's actually a mini course. I mean, it's a good size course, but it's not all the information that I share, but it's a little taste of feminine power mastery, what that's all about. It is going to get you started on the road to feeling better about yourself, improving your confidence and your self-esteem, and just attracting the most healthy, amazing, masculine men into your life. It has the ability to attract more money into your life. I mean, so many good things have been reported by people who have taken this course. So if you don't have time for one-on-one coaching, or if cost is an issue, this is your answer. This is a way to basically be coached at your leisure at 24 hours a day. When you sign up for the course, this is your way to get coached. And there is so much information, so much, there's homework and PDFs to download. There's lots of good information that if you apply it in 30 days or less, you're going to see some real results. It is amazing. I'm going to include the link in the show notes for you to check out 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. And if you have a question that you want to have answered on the podcast, please send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. I am looking for your 5-star reviews. I'm looking for you to subscribe so that you can be alerted every Monday when a new episode gets loaded. And there's even days in the week where we do an extra episode. So that little bell icon will go off letting you know that there's another episode to listen to. And if you're interested in checking out the website, we have a lot of other wonderful products. We have 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power, the ebook that is on audio right now. So head over and check that out at www.betterlovemovement.com. Thank you so much for joining me on today's show. And as always, stay open to love.